5 seconds remaining. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.Pro's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Enchantress.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Void incarnate.
Virtus.Pro's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to WePlay's Mad Moon. I'm ODPixel here with Gods, and we're about ready to wrap up the day for you beautiful people with the final series that we're going to be showing on the main stream today. It's a big one. It is Team Nigma up against Virtus.Pro. Should be a pretty exciting matchup.
Should be.
10 seconds remaining.
Like some good history, you know. Back when the old Liquid VP, it felt like rivalry going
5 seconds
year or two.
remaining.
world, I think, a lot. So we'll see if Nigma can regain some of that form.
Yeah,
They've been a bit shaky.
Because, yeah, right, if you sort of look at comparisons coming into this, you know, you see one team VP, obviously qualified for the major. Nigma, they weren't even able to make it to the minor. Obviously, very different regions, very different sort of challenges. But, I mean, how do you sort of expect these teams going to clash? Like, do you think there is going to be that sort of difference from looking at those sort of qualifier results, or do you feel we are going to see two teams pretty evenly matched here?
I would say pretty evenly matched. I think VP themselves have been rebuilding. They changed their roster. They weren't happy with another TI result, so they decided, look, we need to mix things up, bring in some new players, take out some old ones, and I think Nigma obviously suffering because they're playing in that tough European region, but I don't think you can just blame the region they're playing in for not qualifying. They didn't play that well. They looked a bit lost maybe on the new patch, but
no, there's definitely been, you know, with the current Nigma squad, there's been hit and miss games, right, in terms of drafting. You'll see straight off the bat, Nigma will have series where they just don't get it together from minute one, and the game sort of snowballs out of control very heavily. We'll see what we're going to have coming into this first series between these two teams here, coming into this game one draft. So far, many of the bans already been dealt with. No no huge surprises really there.
5
Nigma
seconds
opening with the
remaining.
incredibly strong Void Spirit, as always, backing it up with the Wyvern. The VP going for some Enchantress, Timber Enchantress. Very much a hero that's sort of, very popular at the moment, right? It's that hero that's incredibly annoying to deal with in sort of all parts of the game.
She scales so well with the damage and is always scary. Can move to a support role, can be put in a 3 position role, so that flexibility is nice. Timbersaw very early though. I feel like this is a pick VP of maybe game plan to pick up second and then ban out some of the counters. They obviously must have a lot of faith in it. This is typically a hero you consider to be like a 9th or 10th pick hero.
I mean, I could only imagine maybe it's down to the fact that they obviously, they saw the Void Spirit first up. They assume it is going to be a mid Void Spirit, and then perhaps VP want to play the Timber mid this game and feel that it's a hero that they feel quite confident in that 1v1 matchup, because there's certainly a lot of matchups in the middle lane against Void Spirit where you just have a pretty terrible time. This hero is very, very strong. If you do not have a good way of sort of contesting the CS, he's just going to free farm in the mid. At least it's this way with Timber. You can spam him out the lane. You don't care too much about the Resident Pulse because you're not trying to right-click him down. You're all about the nukes.
May just push Nigma to play the Void Spirit more as a 4 position or an off laner.
10
Yeah, we
seconds
saw it already today from Secret.
Yep.
For that sort of exact same reason it seemed to be in their
5
draft. They pick it
seconds
first.
remaining.
They're not happy with the game. It's fine. Play it somewhere else. It's still a very good hero.
Key thing for Timber is making sure you aren't against certain particular hard counters. Slark being one of the biggest, Leshrac, at least a counter in a lot of senses. Not right-clicking, it's all magic damage. Can lane against Timber very well. It's probably one of the preferred carries if you have to play against an off-lane Timbersaw. Fans just looking to protect the Timber regardless of where he's going to mid, safe lane, off lane. Timber is a hero that does not want to play from behind.
Also, another, looking at the Wyvern pick and why we may see it here from Nigma, it could be just to put VP off playing the Meepo. They have been trying out the Meepo a few times recently with no one, of course, playing it. Just that hero, you pick it now, it stops any chance of a Meepo game happening.
Nigma themselves are big Meepo players. They played it in their first game early today. I want to say one of the games earlier today. I think they had like a 17-minute win. That was one of the heroes when he came onto the scene. But see, definitely viable for Nigma still, I'd say. Timbersaw, not really a counter to me. I mean, he's got some AoE damage. It's good. It's not.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think you're scared to
10 seconds
not,
remaining.
pull out the Meepo if you're Nigma this game. No, it's definitely a chance for it.
5 seconds
obviously,
remaining.
VP, the last remaining 3 picks, they may pick something else that looks to make it pretty nasty. As you say, we're thinking about the Meepo because Wyvern's been taken up by Nigma and setting it up for themselves as a good game. VP's got to be considered as well already.
Really good right now in this patch. I don't know. Every time I see Meepo get played, but I hear it looks kind of OP almost. Something much later in the draft. For now, Nigma get their tiny where this hero ends up.
No, I like already. I mean, you could even argue with the Wyvern. You have 3 heroes that can be played in many different ways. I mean, the same to be said for sort of the 2 that was being revealed so far by VP. Sure, we're not going to see something crazy like a Timbersaw support, but this could go in any 3 of the lanes depending on what matchups are available for him. Shake-up. Let's get brought into the mix. Extra bit of control that you absolutely need against the Void Spirit. So far, Timbersaw and Enchantress would do nothing to hold this man in place. Now, they'll probably pick something else, I feel, that has that follow-up catch, but now you've got a way of starting it. You've got the Fisher from the tree line that's going to be there for the setup. Allow one of the members of VP to get on top of the Void Spirit and really hold him down. And
playing against Void Spirit without any stuns or silences possible. It's so frustrating when this hero can be so elusive, bouncing in and out of fights. Definitely a necessity for, I think, like you say, not just have the Shaker, but have something to follow it up.
I think you definitely, Shaker's not enough. He's sort of half of the package. You need something else on top of it to really feel confident in the game against Void Spirit.
Yep. See where VP go. They've got plenty of flexibility. Timber can go any of the 3. There we go. That's a hero that's good against Timbersaw.
Yep. Absolutely. You don't have to worry working through that last bit of HP, that last bit of, the point where he's going to be likely to have max reactive armor stacks. You just pick him out with the Reaper's Scythe. So a lot of good heals and sustain now between the heroes of Nigma, having this Wyvern and Necrophos. It's going to be very nice for when they start to group up and push and look for these fights.
Remaining.
Whereas for VP, At the moment, the Ench and her heal, that's all they sort of have defensively. They don't really have anything else to buff up and protect the Timbersaw. They may go down that route with these next few picks. As this Timbersaw, yeah, he's going to be vulnerable. A lot of burst from Nigma's lineup. These 4 heroes can blow up a Timbersaw.
I feel like the saves are better ones, probably something like an OD with the Astral. Like you've already got, to me, your 2 supports, the Enchantress, Earthshaker, most likely are going to be supports here. So heroes like the Oracle, just hard to fit into the draft. Like I just feel like an Oracle does not fit their draft at all right now. More likely we have to see the cores here. And maybe you say, well, they're going to draft all these heroes to counter Timbersaw. Let's make sure these next 2 picks count because they're the heroes that are going to go uncountered.
Dire team ban.
Anti-mage.
Anti-mage. Best heroes in the game against Necrophos.
Okay.
Miserable playing against him. You burn all your mana, blow you up, and also insanely high magic resistance. Much harder to kill.
Interested, because I do feel that Nigma's lineup is going to try and play pretty fast. You know, Void Spirit and Tiny, there's going to be the stage of the game where they're active. Anti-Mage, you know, if he's had a good start, is only just finishing his Battle Fury. Yeah, Void Spirit and Tiny, they very easily can catch you out. You've got Great Disable, the Avalanche into the Remnant, even sort of the toss back into the Remnant Taunt from Void Spirit. It does make it a little spooky for the AM. If this is, I mean, I imagine as well, it looks like they're saving their, well, I guess they're mid-right. Or like, where's this Timbersaw going now? Do you think it is it going to be mid?
With the AM pick, like running offlane Timbersaw with AM is like your carry seems very greedy.
Okay.
Like
so
normally I think of the carries you want with, because offlane Timber wants to kind of play on his own, take up a lot of farm, take up a lot of space, so it doesn't really create space for an AM. So maybe I'd almost lean towards the mid Timbersaw, but at the same time, you're laning maybe against a Necrophos there, that can just be rough.
It really, because it does feel like that. It's like they picked the Timber maybe, they wanted to drop it mid against the Void Spirit, and then Nigma with their next 3 picks are saying, do not play this hero mid. There's the Meepo ban. We mentioned it earlier with that Wyvern pick up early from Nigma, second up in the draft. They were definitely standing a chance of grabbing themselves. And now that they're playing an AM, Meepo would sort of be real. That would really seal the deal for Nigma. Smart ban from VP.
Yeah, Meepo into AM is like a free win, I think. If they have Shaker Timber, it doesn't matter. Your AM is useless. Meepo plays super fast pace, takes Roche with like E-Blade Wraith Bands at 15 minutes.
5 seconds
and it's smart as well because there's a very big chance Nigma would have picked that Meepo because you look at their heroes and I think, you know, they're trying to sort of bait them away from thinking about it. They're like, hey, we're going to play Void Spirit mid. Oh, we might move them to the side lane actually. We'll put Necrophos mid, trying to make them not think about it at all. So VP, they are going to put the Timbersaw in the off lane. So as you say, going maybe a little greedy on that half. They're going to be running the SF in that middle lane.
Wow.
Again, another hero that I feel you're pretty happy laning against most of these. Void Spirit, you can very easily pull him out the lane with nice raises. And Nigma, they're going to rest on the Miracle Troll to carry them around this time. So we will get to see that we have Void Spirit in the mid lane up against no one SF. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch there because someone's gonna push it too far. Someone's gonna push the limit. There's either gonna be a Void Spirit jumping in for that last bit of nuke damage and getting caught out by the third raise as the stacks build up on him, or you know the other way around. Weehar's gonna be able to pop no one, maybe catch him out with a remnant as he tries to line up that third and final raise.
I'm excited to see how GH does on his. A lot of talk around him and not playing Tiny, you know, during that True Sight. One of the heroes that wasn't really in his repertoire at TI, but this is the roaming hero that can ruin SF's game because I feel like this SF Void Spirit matchup is kind of SF favored. Like you say, it's kind of chaotic.
I feel so.
Both heroes have kill potential, so if you slightly misplay, he's an aggressive mid player. He loves to go for kills. So is no one. These guys are both diving towers.
This is going to be an excellent mid matchup.
That's where heroes like Tiny, and then you've got Zayat and Shaker. These guys are both going to be playing around that mid lane a lot, I feel.
Oh yeah, both of these heroes plus their Roman 4, that's going to be a dead mid laner on the other side. So both teams are going to be very ready for those movements, which obviously from VP side will pretty much only come out from their supports, as you said, you know, earlier, because they are doing this like Timber on the off lane, anti-mage on the side. These heroes aren't going to be really that ready to do anything crazy. Sure, Timber's going to try and keep himself in a lane, be a nuisance, shove in, get close to the towers, put that other pressure on. But he's not going to be jumping around the map setting up plays for sort of his SF. That's only going to be down to really just the SF and the Shaker to make sort of those mid-game plays. Even the Ench, it's a nice bit of damage, a bit of a slow. But a lot on the Shaker, particularly if this Void Spirit does have a good lane, gets those sort of ganks, gets those kills, it is going to be hard to deal with him. They only have the Shaker to lock him down. The other 4 heroes, Weeha can dance around them all day.
That's a scary prospect, and I don't feel like VP have the strongest lane by any means, depending what matchups they get. I think the key thing is you'd love to have Timbersaw against, like, seeing this Troll pick, I'm like, that's not a hero that's good against Timber, but of course they're going to be looking to dodge some of those matchups, try and make sure that the Necrophos is playing against Timbersaw. And if they can get a 1v1 matchup there, while contesting the AM farm, to me, Nigma's laning step looks really good.
I mean, do you have to adjust if you're VP against that? I mean, can you with these heroes? Does it really sort of...
I mean, you can try out mind game them and, you know, send Timbersaw safe lanes to put AM in the off lane.
30 seconds to
But I feel it's hard because the Timber, he is... I mean, I guess AM is going to have troubles elsewhere.
Yeah. The side lanes are kind of interchangeable. It's more about getting a good matchup rather than which lane you're in of the side lane.
Solo, a little bit of a vicious block from Zayat, slow down, Miracle's attempt, but GH is staying on top of this. Gonna have toss back up in 5 seconds. Throws out as well, burns. So he steps back and gets caught by the slow once more.
battle begins.
Certainly is tossed up. Give chill to carry, and Miracle will take first blood.
Over Venom, starting item with Boots Tiny gives him so much kill potential there. And this is what I was talking about. You want to try to get that Timber versus Troll matchup, so Resolution. He started top. He actually showed himself by grabbing the output. Well, I don't know if he was actually in vision, but he's now rotating bottom to try to get this good matchup. At the same time, Miracle, he's making the journey from bottom all the way up to top. So we're going to see some musical lanes here. Like,
yeah, Kura's just going to stay on Res.
That means the supports get the lane. We've got a Shaker versus Tiny down bottom. This is, you know, normal stuff. Zayat and GH is like, okay, we can play core this game.
This temporary 1v1 down here. Position force. PS lols in the chat for that missed range creep by the toss. I mean, it's definitely causing issues for VP. I'm seeing Resolution and Anti, they're just sitting in the jungle at mid lane. Yeah. And mid lane, oh, no. Wow. This is what we're talking about. Those raises can really ruin a Void Spirit's day early on. You don't have the point, of course, in the jump yet. You have no mobility with just the point in the pulse.
I love it when they start jungling because they're like, I don't know which lane has the good matchup. Let's just jungle together.
What this is, I mean...
I've seen this a few times before, and it's just like, they're so stubborn. They want their lane.
You gotta get...
You've got 5 positions in the top lane, 4 positions in the bot lane, and the core is jungling.
This they're arguing. Kuma's like, I don't want to go bottom. He's like, what are they doing?
Yeah, you know, Kuma's like, I should have picked Legion if I was going to jungle. What is this?
I mean, they must be... This is unheard of. Get to the lanes, boys.
The laning matchups make such a big difference this game, so...
Yeah, but the answer is to not go to a single lane at all.
I don't know if that's the answer. These teams think it is.
I can't lose the side lanes if we don't go to them.
Yep.
What do they do? Somebody get to a lane. Go double safe lane or something at least. Don't double jungle.
Miracle's in the lane. He's come bot with the GH initiation. Would love this kill, but doesn't look like he can get it. And that means Timbersaw's got a lane. He's like, all right, I found my lane. All right. Troll's down bottom.
But will they then move it? He's already started.
Look how high level Zayat is. He's a support.
All right, well, I think you're going to look to no one to be the real driving force this game.
Got top CS, it's solo.
Solo? That's never happened. 2 minutes in, solo, top CS. All righty.
Well, in the end, VP win the lane battle.
Yeah, I said the mid lane was going to be entertaining, but it's pretty much everywhere else on the map where we're seeing sort of the good old clown fiesta to start things off this game.
Perhaps Nigma just thinking with the high levels, like Kura's high level, so he can actually really pressure this AM a lot, since it's like a, level 1, level 2 AM.
We'll be fine here. Level 3, there's some good levels on these supports, thanks to these core shenanigans mid lane.
Tiny roam we're talking about.
That's the setup. No one who knows that.
Oh, he's got the Kura kill.
He gets it. All right. He took the life, but I took your Kura. So no one able to at least get something out of that as he gets brought down. Bottom lane, Zayat bullying Miracle out of the lane here. And Miracle just straight up dead. Zayat, he says, go back to the jungle, Kuman. I am going to carry this game as Zayat Shaker. And those early levels, that gave him the kill.
It's so, I'm sure these core players are just like throwing off their game because they go to lane as like
Radiant's
probably level 1,
tower
maybe just
is under
hitting level
attack.
2 against these level 4 supports or level 3.5 supports. And usually you as a core used to being higher level than the support. So, you know, that's a Shaker who had all 3 of his skills leveled up very early on. So he's not used to playing against.
See if we do have anyone else head back mid. Looks like top lane Solo getting body blocked here by mind control. He'll get himself
Dire's
through the
middle
trees.
tower
Kuro
is
is
under
supposed to stay on
attack.
top of them, but Solo pops the heal. 2 minutes second turn.
Radiant's
Then
structures are
mind
fortified.
control's mana. No sort of mana sustain on mind control at the moment. He has no ability. Next one, mid lane action happening as well as down bottom. Miracle is able to get under the tower, kill off Resolution. Mid lane, the fight hasn't quite finished yet. GH duking this one out. No one
Radiant's
can't quite
courier
find the
has been
razors to do it. GH will survive. The Void Spirit's gone. GH, he's after though. He took the farm down bottom. Now moved to mid. He's playing all the core roles this game. GH.
Yeah, tripping past the Crinkle Boots and
Radiant's bottom
he's able to
tower is under
apply a lot of
attack.
pressure on the map, but not there in time to save his buddy this time. Last time he set up the kill, but see, this game just feels very odd right now. It does feel like VP getting slightly better outcome from the lanes, with both SF and AM having good games so far. Also one of those series you don't like to see have these close starts, but I don't feel like if you're VP you could have expected to have all 3 cores have a good game. It's too greedy of a draft for everyone to
No, considering the potential lane situation, yeah, this is not too
Dire's
bad at all
courier
for
has
VP.
been
Solo,
killed.
it's able to get in. Easy courier.
Careers galore.
And there's some lane movements once again. Mind control goes to head down bottom lane, mid lane. Another attempt on Weehar, but it's a bit of a bait. This time he's got the jump ready. GH for the toss back, won't get it. Coming onto the siege creep, so will not get the kill on the round.
But the Shaker is going to linger around, but he's just saying, nah, you're fine, step. I'm headed top. Found myself a nice juicy Kuro kill.
I was going to say Kuro was trying to 1v1 it a bit with Solo there, but Solo was just baiting him in, buying time for Zayas to come in like this. Back to mid. Do this time, but clear up creeps with the avalanche. TP's in from Solo again, not being able to find the toss back. GH will die if no one turns, takes him out with the raises. Weehar's going for the rune, but he's surrounded. There's 3 heroes here. Has to jump defensively up to the high ground, will manage to get away.
Best have had a bottle there, but he could have definitely grabbed the rune if they want. Top still not having the easiest lane now that Trolls made the rotation up here. He's had 3 heroes. He can trap the miracle.
Zayas is high. He's got Sunstorm for up. Solo safe. Now they'll turn. Just out. Forward. 3 man's got top of this one. There's the back. Will come across. 9 health out. They'll turn. 3 man's getting low. His blink, of course, still on cooldown. 10 seconds. He's able to get away though. Zayas giving him the safety to back off. And Zayas himself will also survive. And these great movements from Zayas. Keeping his core safe in numerous situations. Miracle. For the kill, Command doesn't want to blink in aggressively to try for Miracle with GH still being around alongside Kuro.
So level 5 starting to be a bully down bottom. He's level 6. Those are threat to kill off Mike. Bit of a uneventful lane so far. That could get a bit spicy with the level 6s to play in mind control. Not even level 5, so this is really tough for him.
To be wary of Rezo's potential to burst him down.
Dire's middle tower.
Particularly as the support movements from Nigma have just they've sort of let mind control on him. In the mid lane and top lane where the backup from GH and Kuro has been needed the most during these lanes.
VP, priority number 1, secure AM's game. This is the hero that can and will win you the game if you refarm kind of time. And if you're Nigma, well, your priority is less about the farm and more about cutting down AM for SF.
Move here, again, put to a stop by Zayas. Blocks him off with the fishery. In fact, he's turning. Miracle is very low, but he hits things just in time. A little bit of miscommunication there as they hold the follow and hold Embracer at the same time.
I wasn't sure if it was going to pop the ult and then, like you say, at the same time, one of those slight miscommunications.
Kuro, he's going to be dead as well. They dive on forward. Trying to get himself back up the tower. Pop the wall. Two man's in, picks up the kill. A bit of gold for the anti-name. See what Nick can clean up now. Response. Weehar. He's finally able to move up with Remnant off the mark. They still jump in with that Astral Step. Not got it available, as that was both the charges used. So this time to heal up. He has to jump WeHeart, but
Dire's
unlikely
top
to hit
tower
with
is
the
under
move
attack.
that Solo has. So he's got to let him walk off. We'll have another attempt with the Remnant here if he wants to, but he's going to turn, look towards the bigger kill. Throws the Remnant out quite early and from a little too much of a distance. Cannot catch Resolution, as Resolution is able to simply walk away along with Solo, also surviving that attempt to turn things around up top.
Kuman, the second, you know, they realize he gets that kill underneath the tier 2, just keep these bond to continue farming. Does find himself with a troll down here, but this is okay for him if the supports make this move down bottom. And the second Miracle TP's down, yeah, they're here. It's not the support, there's no one.
And there's no ult. It's still on cooldown for that attempt up top. Mana Boy's a little early, but it's fine. Job's done, he's dead. Miracle's out of lane once more. WeHeart, they're coming in. They really want to punish no one for this. Jump forward, but it's not enough damage to burst down this SF at the moment. They don't have the tools to do so, as he can walk away. They'll turn towards Zayas, but they can't even catch him. He's able to step back. They're heading in. It's a bit of a trap, bit of a setup. No one with a Requiem turns around, pushes out. Kuro dead. Solo will pop. But WeHeart, he's committed for this. He'll die for that attempt onto Solo. As sure, they get the Enchantress, but they lose two, and they lose WeHeart. As WeHeart's Void Spirit game, he's desperately trying to make these ganks happening, but they're just not. He's starting to fall behind.
No one's just efforts, boys. So impressive to watch. He's just landing multiple raises in succession. Great place and time to use the ultimate. Fear people back, and it allows him to kill the Wyvern without Wyvern getting off any spells, and that's key thing there for that fight. And seems constant action. Wherever the 4 AM goes is where the rest of the heroes want to go. Something like, okay, Miracle goes there, and then VP's like, oh, Miracle's there, let's go kill him to secure Kuman's game, and then the rest of Nigma shows up, so wherever AM goes, seems to follow. He just keeps trying to go away from the action.
Go away from control. And
yep.
maybe you can try and bully mind control a little bit, see if you can get use a bit of his mana. You're looking for the setup here, at least between the three. It's still kind of hard. Mind control is level 7, relatively tanky. Do they have the burst to do this? Looks like they probably do with this rate. Mana Void's out. Emphasis. Mind control is straight up dead. They can pull off the kill with ease, as VP just continue to make some really smooth moves, as Nigma are struggling to keep up with the pace that VP's playing. And they're doing it with his anti-mace on. They're getting away with having a brilliant start for Kuman.
They're winning the early game with heroes like AM, what we saw Secret do with Spectre. It's like, well, you're meant to lose the early game and you have this super late game winning hero, like, things are going fantastic in that. And they've got some great hero matchups in this game. The AM against, like, the Necrophos, Wyvern, Void Spirit. The Enchantress is amazing. You've got a Dispel for the Necrophos Ghost Shroud, which is partly why they probably weren't afraid of this Necro pick, because they probably felt like, oh, you know, we've got answers for it.
Don't run off.
You go down bottom, no one. That Invis room ready to get in position. Requiem is going to knock them back perfectly into the 2-man fissure. They'll turn, raise down mind control. Over the Kuro they go. As Zayas even found Miracle, walks into the tree line, cancels the stun immediately. Immediately with that Echo Slam. I mean, he's playing very, very nicely this game, Zayas. He's doing it all, and he's setting up kills like that. Suddenly 2 cores are off the map for Nigma. VP can continue to make so much use of this space. I mean, we said it was great, the dancing around in the jungle, it all paid off. VP opening up this game very nicely. 12 minutes in, 3K lead, and their 3 cores are top of the network.
Dream stuff would be, they're just continuing to apply pressure with towers being claimed up top. Kuman finally being left alone a little bit to get the farm in. It's not too far from that Battle Fury, despite the pressure being put on him. It's farmed incredibly well. None of these Nick cores have really been able to find much impact on this game. There's so much pressure on him to keep trying to make these moves and make kills happen. Tiny's not anywhere near a Blink Dagger, so it really does feel like it's all on the Void Spirit to make rotations.
He just hasn't been able to find that flow you want to as a Void Spirit 1, 3, and 2. His impact hasn't been great. It's not a hero you want to AFK farm. You are a hero, killer. And he's not been able to find the opportunity to do so this game with the way that Nigma's moved around and how VP's been able to set up for it each and every time, making sure that this Void Spirit cannot just jump in and get quick kills. VP have played it very nicely.
And now that they've got this lead, they're happy to kind of sit back and say, well, if you know they come at us, we'll fight them.
Dyer's
But we're
middle
just happy to
tower
bounce.
has
With
been
AM,
denied.
SF, Nimbus already mirrors that. Gonna scale incredibly well.
Make it go on to resolution. Miracle in the mid lane starts to chase down Solo. Let's see if they can kill this Timber. They've got a lot of burst, and with the Reaper's Scythe, that'll do it. They bring him low enough, they knock him out the game. 45 seconds. Zayas also goes for a TP out and will manage to escape.
Radiant's
time. You'll pick up. Just there for Noah. They utilize it immediately onto Miracle. Couldn't have come at a better time, that delivery.
Yeah, like they already had vision of each other. I think Troll's like, I'm fine, I see you, and then Courier drops off, killing out. Well, really bad news for Miracle. I feel like that's like his 4th or 5th death this game or something. Not having a good time. He has 5 deaths on the Troll.
Yeah, multiple deaths on the Troll, multiple deaths on the Void Spirit. You've got 2 cores struggling.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Jungle. They can't even get the position 5. That's not
It
a
is
great
check.
Sure, it's a very annoying hero with a pretty strong heal, but it's still got to feel kind of bad. You're spending the time moving this Void Spirit around because he's down bottom. VP see an opportunity to get in on top, and it's just slowing down Nigma's game to a point where, as we said from the draft, they're not ahead. This AMSF are going to become some pretty scary carries a long time before anything from Weeha is going to scare sort of VP. This, as the Void Spirit behind, it feels like the timing's sort of wrong.
Yep. No, absolutely. They are in a world of trouble here. Staying close, knowing that he can't run away, dodging the long range. Nice. Plays like Kuro to keep himself alive a bit longer, but doesn't matter.
Crumbling. Crumbling
So
Nigma.
tough. Yeah, I mean, Weeha makes one good move bottom with a haste rune, but it feels like he was relying on getting that big rune to have play, kill Rezo, and they needed the Reaper. So Reaper's a long cooldown.
So it's still on cooldown, that big old ult, and without that there's no chance. And even if it was there, they still wouldn't have had him. Rezo too tanky. As he gets away.
The only time they're getting kills is with the Reaper's Scythe. That's a big problem for Nick. Battle Fury tees up on Troll. That's some Hail Mary late game catch up farm. I don't think there's necessarily better on him. But just like, oh, you're getting your Battle Fury good 5, 8 lower.
Mid lane. I mean, again, it's the 3 heroes trying to do something about resolution. They're just unable to do so at this point. No one has goes to step, and GH is able to pick up the regen at times, so will not be able to refill his bottle. No one going for the BKB next up, and he knows once that BKB is there, they will not have any sort of significant threat at this stage, especially with that battle through. It's not going to be threat anytime soon. With that BKB, VP can start walking down lanes with the SF at the front, and it's going to be incredibly hard for Nigma to turn up to a 5-man team fight.
I like how they're itemizing in this unselfish way, both no one and resolution, recognizing, hey, we have this AM on our team. You don't need to be greedy or go for these like super late game builds. Like, I feel like most SFs I've been seeing haven't been going for this magic damage build as much. It doesn't scale that well. But with the Yule's BKB, you can just be a flexible, be a frontliner. Your AM's gonna win you the game. And then you've got Rezo and Kimball going for a 9, just getting a pipe, not going for any kind of bloodstone type build. Just looking to help out.
There's going to be a 5-back from Kuro. They really want to go for no one, but no one's able to get the wreck. Not push them back perfectly. 2 nice down from Zayas. The curve comes out. Can they actually... Again, some bad timings, some awkward ultimates from Nigma as they use the Reaper Scythe and the curse at the same time, meaning that no damage is done at all. It is looking rough as Nigma looks to be totally shaping up this game. And a few of these types of matches recently, this looks to be another one where BP, they are just outclassing them, outplaying them. It's the 8K lead, 22-7. They're this far ahead with an anti-mage lineup. Kuman's at the top of the net worth. I don't know what Nigma can do to slow this one down now.
I think they're quickly running out of options. Trolls and Battle Fury gonna just farm his way back in. You're gonna need some sick Winter's Curses in these fights to, catch heroes next to the SF or AM to kill them off. Rely on the fact that VP have more farm and abuse what Winter's Curse does, but ultimately going to be a tough one. Maybe like a tiny toss where he tosses somebody into the Winter's Curse.
Dyer's top
You know, it's
tower
VP,
is
they're a
under
good team.
attack.
They're not going to just group up for a 3-4-man Winter's Curse. You're going to have to make that happen. Nigma's in the front line, no one next to it. They're just using Resolution as bait. Waiting for time to get a kill on GA.
And it seems like it's worked a lot, this resolution. Right?
Dyer's
Multiple
top
times
tower
this
is
game,
under
Nigma, they've been trying to make plays on the Timber Store. It didn't work earlier, and it's certainly not going to start
Radiant's
working
middle
anytime
tower
soon
is under
with the
attack.
progression that
Dyer's top
Resolution
tower
is having in
fallen.
comparison to your team.
And
You
even if
just
they're
cannot
killing
kill this man.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're not killing him, but let's say theoretically they manage to throw every spell and kill him off. You're not winning the fight. You're going to lose 3 to 4 heroes just to kill that Timber Sword to reposition. So I don't think there's an outcome where those kind of ganks actually work.
Still got the stats, but no one is there waiting for any of the spells on cooldown. We are has no further escape.
The cost of magic.
As well, yeah, that's going to be a tier 2 tower for VP. It's just been a painful voice for a game, a very tough one for WeHeart. It really is sort of that way, this hero can just snowball sort of both ways. He went to lane, he did have this situation where they're able to set up some good ganks, make sure that no one gets the kills on him. It is already a hard lane already, I feel, in that 1v1. VP were able to just abuse that perfectly, shut his game down to the point where he's just under-leveled, under-farmed, and he cannot have that impact that you sort of see the Void Spirits do that take over the game. You know, they have this match at mid, they're able to free farm, they make that first rotation, they're getting a double kill. This didn't happen this time around.
And playing against no one's SF, it's one of his best heroes. I feel like we just don't talk about it or see it that much because SF has been weak hero in the meta for quite
Dyer's
some
top
time.
tower is under attack.
So one of the best SF players out there, one of the most aggressive as far as kills with those rays. He gets a kill at like level 7.
I think that's if you're going to turn up to lane against no one's SF with any sort of medical. It's not about no one's SF, he will get blown up and popped. They do manage to kill him off with the Reaper's side. Throws lost on the back line. VP will continue to fight. Into the mana burn, there's no chance for WeHeart to jump away. So they do get a kill, but it's costing them heavily. Mid lane still will be dove upon. Miracle is able to pick up a second. VP, they don't quite have enough mana on Resolution to continue to chase GH. So Nigma will get the 2 for 2, considering how the entirety of this game has gone. Definitely the better of moments for Nigma. They're just going to need quite a few more of those before this game gets anywhere close to being back, even. There's still an 11k difference. It's very early, 26-9. This anti-mage continues to farm out of control.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like they have to like, yeah, Troll is a good matchup versus the AM, but AM can just avoid the Troll, blink around, go for the black back lines. Don't have much lockdown and control that's good against AM from the rest of the team, so Human doesn't really feel threatened at all. In the laning stage is maybe the scariest part of the game for him. That's why there was all that musical lanes going on. So now that he's escaped that with this huge net worth lead over everyone else in the game, nothing much can kill him.
I mean, if you're Nigma at this point, you have to sort of
Dyer's
go
middle tower
for some
is
smoke
under
plays,
attack.
sort of 5-man movements, and try and find and hope for pickoffs, find no one on his own. Anytime that VP have the chance to group up, and even just 2 of them, it's sort of a tough ordeal for Nigma to fight into.
Yeah, I like the idea that they need to
The
start
magic
with
ends
these
here.
ultimates to get them back in the game. Smoke up, find some picks. Throw your ultimates, get a kill or 2. Just make sure you can get a kill or 2 and then get out without losing too much. Well, Miracle continue to farm. They'll look to play around with BKB, timing more as a team, but until then, getting some pick-offs is a bad idea. They've even got some position around the bottom side of the map. That's what they're trying to play around. You see top side completely abandoned, Radiant sentries littering the minimap.
Radiant are scanning.
Dire see nothing up there. So they're just playing around their vision.
See some, sort of jumping into the deck. Hasn't got quite enough burst, even brings Iris down to half HP. He's fine, healed up.
Actually, not a good Winter's Curse opportunity with 2 heroes that don't right-click the D-Ward. Even coming in, but Nigma, yeah, there's no damage. Unless they have like all 5 there, and I'm sure they can kill off Timber Sword at this stage. Mech and Pipe, all the team items. Love the build we're seeing from Rezo.
Dire
Here,
are scanning.
common Timbersaw build, but fitting the game.
Here we go. 5-man smoke up for Nigma.
And they
This
kill.
is the move they wanted to make. Oh,
Great
that
illusion bait.
illusion. I mean, they have to go for it, right?
Oh,
they don't
he
know.
doesn't. Well, he's smoke. He's out. He blinks in.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You're right.
Doesn't. They have to make that attempt. There's no way of doing that. That happened to be the point where an illusion.
No. Like
They do have that deep wall down in the lane, but I guess they didn't see him use the man, so he was in the trees.
I mean, people will make jokes and memes about people initiating on an illusion who does break smoke, but he was outside the range where it would break, so he was assuming it's real. And AM did a really cool play. He mances and keeps his real hero with one shot while setting the illusion off by himself. So typically, if there's a 2-1 split after you manta, the real one is by himself. So good mind game.
Jump in from Kuman, incredibly aggressive. He's got the Aegis. He knows how darn strong he is. Mana-Void comes out a little early, doesn't do anything at all. So it's sort of safe for Kuman to go. Comes to Mana-Void a little early, a little non-impacted. As Nigma had the chance to regroup it around there, but still, I mean, GH is looking for a chance to get in, but who does he jump on? He doesn't want to toss back either Reza or Kuman. These heroes will simply kill the heroes. The GH tossing them into mid-range. Jump forward. On top of We are again. No buyback. He got 45.
AM linked in, got a first hit back, and then there was a bitter follow-up, so he just got changed down to... Now they're getting picked up.
This one might get called early. It is getting that rough. They're being chased back to base. We'll see the zeros go down. I don't know how much more of this game
I don't think he's early anymore. He's being called late Owen.
Yeah. I think it's time to sound out.
It's been, like, yes, there's still a tier 1 up, but AM is, farming creeps in the enemy base after team wiping.
Wow, I felt there was going to be a tough draft for VP to play, but those guys really got strong. They really had a good grasp of how to start the lanes off, and I mean, Nigma just didn't have any sort of grasp at all this game. It was entirely out of their control. VP were able to do whatever they wanted, and Nigma just weren't able to get any sort of play or move going in their favor.
Mid lane. So basically just to me decided so much because it meant that GH couldn't pressure the AS lane as much because he felt like he had to keep pressuring SF since the SF was winning the 1-1 matchup. The only way to stop that was ganking him. And as a result of GH going mid over and over again, these side lanes from VP won, and they didn't even win mid. No one, some of those tiny ganks.
Sometimes,
yeah, he died maybe twice in lane, but it felt like they were trading a bit, and also he missed a few of those tosses, like they missed at least one kill.
And then the start just feels so much more important for a Void Spirit compared to an SF. An SF, you just got jungle, you're able to catch up in a multitude of ways. With a Void Spirit, if you're not killing, you're not offering anything to the game. You're not going to be able to sort of clear out creeps. I mean, sure, you've got a few nukes to play with. It doesn't feel good sort of hitting neutral creeps with those spells. You want to be hitting the heroes. did try this game, but they didn't have the heroes around them to play it happen. Now in bit, Kuman sees the jump for opportunity. He's on to G8. Tiny's dead. Kuman's game continues to be 4. This is 8-0-8. Abyssal Blade done. 26 minutes in.
Fantastic.
Dire's middle
And then
tower
now,
is under attack.
rotating bottom, I think they've caught this miracle being down here.
They I mean, Miracle will manage to get the BKB off, pop the ultimate, trying to turn. There's 4 stars down the side. Doing a decent amount of damage, but the BKB shortly wears off. They'll turn, lock him down with a stun. Miracle's gone, jump ball from Kuman. He's instantly looking towards the next target. Hero's taking off any sort of safety. He'll turn the illusion. It's not going to save G8, as G8 is dead. Kuro's gone as well. And, I mean, I guess they still like the pain, Nigma. They're going to keep this one going.
It's starting to look pretty sloppy from them. Painful as well.
There's mind control there as well. Kuman's in. Another hero shortly to be dying.
A demoralizing way, I imagine, at least for like Nigma fans to watch, because it's not like they're going for some like let's just 5-man smoke and take a team fight and try and coordinate spells to get us back in the game. They just got picked off one by one. 2 team fights. They weren't team fights. AM blinking in officially, killing one. Somebody tries to save him, gets done by Shaker, they die. Just domino effect. One dying the next time because they try and help them.
As they go, Rax will start the ball here, still at the relatively early 28 minutes. It's coming up to
Dyer's
nearly
bottom
that
tower is under attack.
1,000 goal a minute
Radiant's
mark.
top tower
The
is under
rate that they're
Dyer's
stepping
top
up these
barracks has
objectives. Two
fallen.
sets of racks taken away. Nigma will have the full lineup back up in a couple of seconds, and there is still a tier 2 alive on the bottom lane, so VP will have to head that. There's still a tier 1 alive on the bottom lane. They've got 2 towers to clear through, and they'll do it in a matter of seconds.
Dyer's
With farm that
bottom
Kuman
tower
has,
is
2k
under attack.
gold on top of this one.
Dyer's
These
bottom
ridiculous
tower
numbers we're
down.
seeing from the
Are
anti-mage. He has just been, he's had an entirely free game, and he has made more than the most of it. Kuman's been excellent with his farming patterns. And now towards mid. Nigma's coming out of the base. Guys, he's in, going to look down, short on the back line. Kuman's finished with the make the run out of any sort of stage. BKB in the direction of Nigma back. Miracle will put the BKB, they do manage to kill off the Shaker, but now Miracle, he'll get the ult off, but his BKB has worn out. They can continue to play around with him. Kuman on the mind control. Mind control will fall. Miracle will die as well. It's like a kill from Kuman. This man continue to kill. See if he can get himself the round phase. He's in, up to the high ground, chasing down Weeha. One charges will heal him up. Pistol Blade's back in 5 seconds, so Kuman can continue to commit. Weeha's going to fall. They're going to fall. They don't want to give him the glory of getting a round phase before he gets rewarded. He's going to try and find it, and he will get it. Kuman, a beautiful way to end what really has been a perfect anti-mage game from 14-0-12. Of course, a lot of it down to the FPPs of his teammates, putting in some beautiful lanes into the stage, going back to pretty much all stages of the game. Zayat's stage there, it just destroyed Nigma. They couldn't make any play happen. Even up to that last point, he was just messing with the minds of Nigma that whole game.
It never really seemed to come together for Nigma. They had, you know, these heroes that maybe could have team fought well together, but when they're behind after having a poor laning stage, you have mid, no one in SF just crushing his lane, putting